What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. Today's a very exciting day for Marvel Snap because not only did we just get the Loki season pass, the Loki card, but we also got a pretty big balance update. And one of those cards that got reworked is Blade. So I think this card has been quietly consistent lately, getting a couple new tools with things like Daken and Silver Samurai and X-23 last season. But now we had this newly reworked Blade, and I think this card is pretty legit now. So let's take a look at this deck that I put together. So this is the deck I've been playing lately since the season reset. I just hit rank 84 with this, so been doing pretty well with this deck list so far. So let's take a look at Blade, which is the most interesting card in this deck now that he just got changed. So he's a 1/3, same stats, but his on reveal ability says he's going to discard the rightmost card from your hand, which means it's no longer random, which also means this whole deck all has targeted discards now, which is really cool because I am personally not a fan of the random discard cards like Moon Knight, Gambit, Swordmaster. Not a huge fan of those, but with targeted discard cards, you know exactly what you're going to be discarding. And quick note, the rightmost card is going to be the card you just drew, so just keep that in mind when you're playing with Blade. But now we have all these targeted discards with Blade. Colleen Wing discarding the lowest cost card from our hand, Lady Sif discarding the highest cost card from our hand, and Silver Samurai discarding the lowest power card from our hand, and M.O.D.O.K discarding our entire hand. So there are absolutely no random discards in this deck. You know exactly what you're discarding, which is very consistent and very good for this deck list. So let's break it down. Of course, we're going to throw in Blade there. He just feels really nice. I mean, sometimes you just play him on turn 1 to discard like Swarm, Wolverine, or Apocalypse. It just feels really nice. A 1/3 is a good stat line. Sure, maybe he dies to Killmonger, but if he discards one of those cards I just mentioned, he did his job, right? If he sticks on the board, that's just extra icing on the cake. Then, of course, we got my boy Morbius in here. He is one of those 2-cost cards that can scale very well depending on your deck. So he definitely can compete with like Angela, getting around like the 8 power range. Compete with Collector as well. Although Collector Loki decks are pretty powerful, so I don't think he can beat Collector Loki, but he can get to pretty high numbers. And if he stays under Shang-Chi range, well, that is also just a bonus. Then we got my boy Wolverine in here, just a good value discard card that we can usually target with either Colleen or Silver Samurai. Swarm, again, just another good card to target with Colleen or Silver Samurai. Colleen, of course, going to discard the lowest cost card from our hand. Maybe sometimes you might end up discarding Blade. That might feel kind of bad, but usually you're going to be able to hit either Wolverine or Swarm with Colleen. Then we got Daken, which was last season pass card. At first, he didn't feel that great, but once other cards came out that season, especially Silver Samurai, he started feeling a lot better. So Daken's a 3/4. He's going to add this shard to your hand, which is going to double his power. And if he's just at a base 4, he's going to double to 8, which a 3/8 is very good stats. Now, a couple things about the shard. It is a 1/1, so it can easily be targeted by Colleen or Silver Samurai. It's a really nice curve to play Daken on 3 into the Silver Samurai on turn 4. Silver Samurai will discard the shard unless maybe you have a Dracula in your hand. In that case, you probably just want to play the Dracula since he has 0 power. You really don't want to be discarding your Dracula since he is probably one of the best cards in this deck list. But yeah, Daken feels very nice in here. And another thing to note as well is when you add the shard to your hand, it's getting added to the rightmost position in your hand, which again synergizes with Blade. So more Blade synergy here with that deck. We have Lady Sif, which is just good value for discarding your Apocalypse, right? We have Dracula, which usually most of the time once it hit our Apocalypse, sometimes you may try and target America Chavez with Dracula. That's fine, but you know, overall you want to be hitting your Apocalypse. And sometimes Dracula can just solo a lane. He gets so insanely huge. Then we got my boy Silver Samurai. 4/5. Each player discard the lowest power card from your hand. Keep in mind, is the lowest power card in your hand. So, of course, you want to be targeting the Shard from Daken, or Wolverine, or Swarm. And again, try not to discard your Dracula if you can help it. M.O.D.O.K is going to discard your entire hand, so that is going to guarantee that your Dracula will hit your Apocalypse if you have your Apocalypse in hand. And it'll also just buff up your Morbius by a ton. And of course, we got my girl America Chavez in here. Got this beautiful rainbow crackle split today, but I digress. Just there for some added consistency, so we can get things like Apocalypse in our hand earlier, and we can just discard him early on and buff him as much as we possibly can. Now, as far as replacement go, I believe, you guys should probably have most of the cards in this deck. The only cards you probably might not have are like Daken if you didn't buy the season pass, or Silver Samurai if you didn't get him with tokens or the spotlight caches last season. So what are some replacement cards you can throw in here? Well, I'm not a big fan of the random discards, but I think Hellcow can be decent in here. It's decent, especially if you miss out on M.O.D.O.K, because if you miss out on M.O.D.O.K, then discarding 2 cards it's not the same as discarding your entire hand, but it's not bad. Plus 4/6 is a good stat line. You could maybe try some of the other discards in here, maybe like Swordmaster or Gambit if you're feeling risky. X23, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of in discard decks. I think she's better in destroy decks. Other cards that you can maybe play would maybe be Nakia. Honestly, I think Nakia can be okay, maybe, because she's going to give all cards in your hand +1 power. So if she buffs up the Swarm, you discard it. Therefore, all your Swarms are going to be 4 power from then on out. Maybe could work. I'm not too sure. Another card you can maybe add is maybe Storm for some location control, or maybe add Legion if you have him. I do not have Legion, so I have not tried him out in this deck list, but Legion is just a really good card, right? And he's just really good at controlling those locations. So maybe you can try some of those cards out if you don't have Daken or Silver Samurai. Nakia, Storm, Legion, Hellcow, or just maybe like another discard card. But this is the deck list. I think this is actually pretty legit. I don't know if I'm gonna say if this is like a top tier deck or anything like that. I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get your hopes up too high now, but I think this might be a solid like tier 2 deck here. So let's get into some gameplay now. Just a quick heads up, during the beginning of the season, I'm always running into a lot of bots. I don't know why. It is what it is. So if I get some bot gameplay in here, I apologize, but I'll try and get some good games for you guys. Anyways, let's get into it. All right, here we go. So we got Blade turn 1, but he will be discarding our Daken. We don't want to do that, so we'll just go ahead and skip turn 1. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Now we get the Raft. Ooh. Blade discards Morbius. We don't want to do that, so let's go ahead, play our Morbius onto the Raft. And we got a Collector. Could this be a Loki deck? It might be Loki. Might be Loki. So now we can do, let's see, Sif is targeting Dracula. We don't want that. Blade is also hitting Dracula. We don't want that. So let's just go Daken mid. Yeah, we go Daken mid. And that seems to be our best play here. We want to go for the Raft if possible. And a Nakia. Huh? Now we can do... Ooh. So we got to fill up the Raft now. Yeah, we have to fill it up now, because if not, Avengers Compound is going to make it possible for us to get. So I could go Blade. We'll discard Wolverine. Blade will discard Wolverine. Or maybe I just play the Wolverine. I could just play Wolverine, and then Blade will hit the Shard. I could also go Sif, discarding Dracula, but I'm not a big fan of. Not a huge fan of discarding Dracula. Let's just do this. I don't love it, but it gets us the Raft. We have to get it now because of Avengers Compound. We get She-Hulk, which is really good. Ooh, I like that Colleen variant. Colleen Swarm. So this is looking like another bot. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I totally messed that up. Oh my god! I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Don't do that. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. We're gonna pretend that it didn't happen. The Raft added the card to the rightmost hand. Yeah, and Blade discarded it. So yeah, that didn't happen. We're fine. We're fine. We play MODOK. We discard our hand, and discard Apocalypse. Okay. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We go MODOK, discard our hand, and we get 2 Swarms and a Chavez, which should be good to win, honestly. Like, we can go. His Apocalypse was what was it? 13, I believe. I believe the Apocalypse was 13. Chavez here's gonna be 12. Yeah, 12. 15. I could even move 1 card over here if I want to. We can move the Blade just for good measure, and yeah, we still win. Just facing nothing but bots. But anyways, we're undefeated. We're undefeated, so we keep going. We keep going. Next game up here, we actually get a good Blade discard. Blade will hit the Swarm, which is really, really nice. So let's go do that. Blade onto the Swarm. And ooh, TVA. That is a little bit spicy. That is a little bit spicy. Opponent's snapping on that. I think we're fine to stay in, right? I think we're okay with that. We'll stay in it. And let's see, Collector. Collector on 2. Collector could also work in this discard deck, huh? If we really wanted it to. The problem with that is he kind of conflicts with your Silver Samurai and your Colleen, but he does get buffed by Swarm, Apocalypse, and Daken actually, so maybe Collector could work in. But let's go ahead and do. Let's do Daken, and then we can do double Silver Samurai with double Swarm next turn. Yeah, we're good. I think we're chilling. Unless maybe he plays something on TVA, changes it, kind of like throw me off guard. But we can do. Yeah, we can do that. I probably should have actually played 1 Swarm. That way I would draw something. I think that's a misplay on my part, but we should still be okay. We go Samurai, Swarm. And that is a big collector. But I think we're good. We're going in it for 8 cubes. This might actually be a real person now, because I don't think I've ran into a bot playing Loki yet. That is a big collector, though. I'm pretty lucky that they did not get a double collector from Sinister London. But they got Daken. Okay. Let's see what it does. He have something to discard it though? Let's see. Sentinel. I think we should be good. Because the Daken's gonna get to 16 power because we discard the Blade twice. Oh wait, but we're discarding his Blade. Okay, no, we discarded the Dracula. Okay, we discarded one of his shards, but we're still good. And we got a bunch of Swarms also, so 8 cuber right there. I think that was actually a real person this time. I think that was a real person. Because that was actually not a bad play. A Sentinel into Collector. Collector into Loki, into Daken. That's actually not bad. So a good 8 cuber there. We're climbing, baby. We're at rank 86 now. Let's see if we can get another match with a real person here. All right, next game up. We got nothing planned turn 1. It's fine. In our hand, we got Morbius, Wolverine, Silver Samurai, Lady Sif. So next turn, we're probably looking to play Morbius. Yeah, that's pretty much our play here. Wolverine might get some value from Warrior Falls if he can keep getting destroyed. Ooh, Elysium changes things. Elysium changes things. We still play Morbius. Do I play Wolverine and Warrior Falls? I guess I could. It's actually not terrible. And we got Jeff and a Luke Cage. I have not seen a lot of Luke Cage around lately, so curious as to what he's playing. Maybe could be High Evo. I feel like High Evo decks tend to run him sometimes. Now here we just go Daken. Yeah, we go Daken. And then we can follow up with Silver Samurai next turn if we want. We have Samurai. We have Sif if we get Apocalypse. I've been waiting on the Chibi Lady Sif variant forever. That's why I still have her at purple border, just chilling there. Okay, so he magics onto Warrior Falls. That does kind of suck for my Wolverine. Magic Sentinel. Maybe it's like a Sarah Hazmat deck. Maybe. So there's Daken putting the shard in our hand. Now we got Silver Samurai. We got Sif. Let's go ahead and let's play Silver Samurai. I want to discard something from him. Hopefully it'll be something nice. So let's discard something from our opponent. Hopefully we hit something good, but we're going to be hitting the shard on our end, which is going to double up our Daken to 8 power, also buff up our Morbius. And we got an Iron Man. Oh, Iron Man. That would have been nice to discard with Silver Samurai. Okay, we hit Mystique. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. Oh, okay. Now we get Lady Sif. Lady Sif will hit Apocalypse. And Blade will also hit Apocalypse. Make sure to play Blade onto this location for the extra +2 power. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I don't know if we can compete with Iron Man lane. You can move Jeff out and put something bigger in there, so we might have to focus on the left and right. Because Iron Man is a little tricky to deal with here. So that's gonna buff up our Morbius and our Apocalypse. See how everything just kind of flows together now with the new Blade? It just feels a lot better. And he's just playing a Sentinel. Just a Sentinel. Which is a little bit scary. I feel like he's holding back on me. I feel like he's holding back a little bit. And now, what do I want to play? I could do M.O.D.O.K. Maybe it's just M.O.D.O.K, honestly, just to discard our Apocalypse one more time. Yeah, it's M.O.D.O.K. So we go M.O.D.O.K. Let's do M.O.D.O.K. Let's do him on the right. I'm not going to snap because I feel like it's kind of late to snap. I think it's a little bit late to be snapping. So let's go M.O.D.O.K. He played 3 cards. 3 cards. So our Morbius is pretty big. The Sentinel on the left. There's a Bass. Oh, it's Cerebro. That's what it is. That's what it is. It is Cerebro. So he has 3 cards in his hand. We got rid of a Mystique. Got rid of Mystique, right? So he can't copy the Cerebro, which is good. Actually, really good. What else can we do? If we drew Dracula or Colleen, that would have been nice. We got Swarm, which is not great. I mean, it is 3 power. 3 power is 3 power, but yeah. I think we'll leave alone Elysium. We'll leave that alone. If he plays another 5-power card here, he goes to 20, right? So we play Swarm there. We play Apocalypse left. He might have Shang-Chi. He might have... If I get Shang-Chi'd, do I lose? If he plays Shang-Chi left and something else here, I might lose the tiebreaker, right? So maybe I ignore the left and just go Apocalypse mid. Oh, but he can still move Jeff. He can still move Jeff if he wants. He might play Shang-Chi mid to hit the Morbius. Yeah, let's go Apocalypse left, Swarm right. He does move the Jeff. So it might be Shang-Chi mid. Oh, it's Valkyrie. Wait, but Morbius is still ongoing. We barely win. Ooh, so it was a 50-50 on his Shang-Chi. It was a 50-50 on his Shang-Chi. If he played Shang-Chi left, he would have won. So good game though. I was actually not expecting Cerebro at first, but good game there. Good game there. All right, next game up. Here we go. And let's see, nothing turn 1. We got a Nebula. Nebula could be anything, really. Oh man, Elysium. Oh man. Okay, so what we can do is... Oh, you know what? Daken onto Aunt May's discarded with Blade is actually pretty legit. Do I want to do that combo right away though? Because then Daken just gets hit by a Shang-Chi maybe, right? But let's just play Morbius for now. Morbius on Nebula, so stops the Nebula. Okay, he plays armor, so we're safe from Shang-Chi. But it is a high Evo deck. It is high Evo, which high Evo with Elysium is really scary. Okay, now Los Diablos comes up. So in that case, we're gonna Daken here onto Aunt May's to get the buff in case it gets blown up here. And then let's do Blade here. We can also play Colleen. We can kind of just go crazy here, honestly. They're emoting me, probably telling me to hurry up. I'll just go ahead and yeah, we'll go ahead and mute them. So play Daken. Hit the discard with Blade. It's a 14 power Daken. Colleen hits the Swarm. Oof, it's looking good. It's coming together. And Ruins onto Aunt May's. We're fine with that. Now here we can do... I'm not a big fan of Dracula and Morbius in the same lane because usually they can both get pretty big, so I usually like to separate them. So maybe what we can do... Maybe we can do Dracula left. I play a Swarm here just to stop the Nebula from growing. We just play one Swarm. And hopefully he does not have a Shadow King. Okay. A Shadow King out of nowhere. Okay, a Shadow King. I did not expect that. Opponent's snapping. I just go Silver Samurai. Yeah, we go Silver Samurai. I don't know if I want to play him on Elysium though. I'll play him like over here. But what if he plays Wave is the issue. If he plays Wave, we play Swarm. Yeah, we play Swarm just in case he plays Wave. Just in case. Lizard? Legion. Okay. Lizard Legion. That is interesting. So now... Do I go... So Dracula's gonna discard Apocalypse, right? Do I go Chavez right, or that'll make the lizard weaker? Chavez mid also stops the nebula from growing. Maybe it's just Chavez right to get the debuff on the lizard. I'm gonna stick in it for science. If I wasn't making a video, maybe I would retreat here, consider retreating. Since we're down pretty bad, but I'm gonna stick in it for science. We'll go lizard right. Okay. He plays Chavez. I play Chavez, so we win. Let's go, dude. Let's go. After this guy was emoting me too. Nice Legion, my man. Now Shadow King did kind of throw me off though. I ain't gonna lie. It did throw me off a little bit. All right, guys, that is the deck list. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Try this deck out. Seriously, I think discard is good. I think it's always been kind of good, but there's been like the other mid-rangey decks that just put out more points in it, right? Like the Silk Movement deck, the Brood Absorbing Man deck. But now Brood Absorbing Man got hit with a little bit of a nerf. The Blade rework just really lifted up discard, gives us another targeted discard. Plus we got Daken and Silver Samurai last season, so I think discard is shaping up to be a pretty solid deck. So try this deck out, let me know what you think, and stick around, stay subscribed, because I am probably going to do a Loki deck sometime soon. I was planning on doing a Loki deck for today's video, but that deck is still kind of experimental. We don't really know what the best Loki deck is just yet. But discard, I've been playing discard for a while now. I feel like I always come back to discard for at least a few games each season, so I feel like this list is pretty damn close to optimize. Maybe there's 1 or 2 adjustments you can make here if you really wanted to, but that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next one. Later.